Sanibonani molweni, ndithetha ngoFaziel Adams ke ngoku. Yey, yaze yatsha indlu kodwa watsho ke uNhlanhla Mkhwanazi into yoba the house is going to burn because ndiza nenyani zodwa. Hayi ke uFaziel Adams kaloku niyamkhumbula into yoba ngulo ebekwi-ad hoc committee, I think last week, ngulo omane ezibamba apha qho xa ngabe ethetha ezibamba kule ndawo. Asazi ke into yoba kukhona ntoni, but isandla sakhe ke asisuki apha egxalabeni lakhe qho xa ethetha umane ezikrwempa kule ndawo nanoba iyarhawuzelela okanye kontoni. But ke wathetha ngoNhlanhla Mkhwanazi wamdiscredita kwi-ad hoc committee, wenza yonke into phayana. So uyaziphendulela ke uNhlanhla Mkhwanazi uthi yazi isikolo kaloku akafundanga uFaziel Adams, kuthiwa uno grade 11. So Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi uthi ke isikolo yazi ngendlela esibaluleke ngayo, isikolo sibalulekile, yazi ukufunda kubalulekile. And okokuqala lo mntu othetha lento akazange azonibuza nonibuza, wagqibela nje esehamba eyovula ityala loba mna ngezibhelu the time khona i-unrest e-KZN andizange ndenze nto. Uyayazi lo mntu into yoba mna ndandenza ntoni? Okokuqala nje unkosikazi wam wayese-Labour, wafumana i-cesarean. I had to drive from Pretoria ndimzise apha ekhaya so that bazomnakekela because ngela xesha kwakubhizi and kuthiwa mna andibonakalanga. And upresident wathi xa efika apha kwakundim umntu owayehambe emkhombisa zonke iindawo ezi-affected. Indikhathaze kakhulu nje loo nto leyo. And bekhona ke naye ke uFaziel Adams lo ubekhona phaa eParliament, wathi ndifuna athethe nje ndikujongile, indikhathazile le nto ofike wayithetha apha ngegama lam and andifuna uphinde uyithethe. Wathi in any case nje if ningasinika i-room sibe setshatshalazeni sobabini sibone into yoba ngubani ozophuma kuloo ndlu leyo, sibe sobabini nje qha. Hayi ke wathi ke uMateisi hayi because ebe-interviewa kuMateisi we-EFF, wathi no hayi Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi, that is a threat. Wathi no, nisivalele nje erumini yethu sibe sobabini kuzobonakala insizwa. Hey, yashuba into caba nawe uyambona ngoku uAdams into yoba uyabona into yoba akusadlalwa ngoku, watshintsha apha ebusweni ke uNhlanhla Mkhwanazi. So yeah, yiloo nto nje bendifuna ukuyitsho, but ke ilantuka ivideo yayo iyalandela nje ngoku. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and comment bethunana. Musanubuka qha nikhomente, nisubscribe kaloku so that nizokwazi ukwenza nezinye videos ezilandelayo. Thank you so much. Bukelani ke video landelayo. Bye bye.
Pains me is to see a leader of society and coming here and talk bad about what happened in July. And I was there on the ground. I faced the fire. That X5 I talked about earlier that I bought in Pretoria. I drove that car alone in the car because I was isolating because General Faziel had died and people that were General Faziel were with us in the operation. So I had to isolate. In that isolation, I had to go and see the operation. I got into my own car. I drove through Phoenix with my handgun, hoping that someone would attack me and I was going to fight with that handgun. If I die, I die. Because I wanted to see these attacks and these murders that were happening in Phoenix with my own eyes, with no escort. I drove that night. That's a sacrifice that I made. The riot starts and the riot ends, Mr. Adams. The ministers, they come down to KZN after the riot. After the riot, they visit KZN. Why do they visit? It's because their boss, which is the president of the republic, is coming to visit the following day to assess the damage. So when ministers arrive late at the airport and they drive and they see what is happening around and we brief them, the following day the president lands. I'm the one who's doing the briefing. The following day the president lands. That time we're busy with the mop-up operation. We are cleaning now. The dust is settled. We are cleaning. The president arrives. I'm the one that takes the president around all these sites in KZN. In Durban. Me, this one. The president is satisfied and he hears the plan of how we're going to deal with this and investigation and so forth. He gets on the aeroplane, he flies out. 2 days later, we are busy with clean-up investigation. There's no riot at all. I then get into the car. I drive with that X5 to Pretoria. And arrive in Pretoria, the following day, my wife gives birth, cesarean section. And she stays in a hospital, Mr. Adams, and she gets out the following day with the stitches in her stomach. I put her in that X5, Mr. Adams. I drive with her and that toddler, 1 year old, for 1,000 kilometers, Mr. Adams. And I leave her with a family. I go to the aeroplane, I fly back to Durban. I'm not there with a child. I left them like, that's a sacrifice that I don't think anyone would ever make. That's what I contributed in this July unrest. To come here and make it look like I neglected the duty, I prioritized the child over the safety of the citizens. You were not there, sir. I was here. So it is that I want to address because it's a very sensitive thing to me, personally. So if I can do that and someone who's a leader of society doesn't appreciate, I take an offense on it. The facts are there. Timelines of the violence are there. We are not in the business of thumb-sucking days. We must say the routes happened on this day, ended on this day. This day what happened, and that day what happened, and that day what happened. So when I go, it's because of no more violence. So for him to say, I neglect the job, it's the same with the former Speaker of this Parliament, who herself said that. She was sitting, Mr. Adams, she's the one who was sitting at Oyster Box, claiming to be running operation, with operation, a mop-up operation, sitting at Oyster Box. That's the Minister of Defense who was sitting there. So when I present these things, it sounded as if I'm arrogant before the Human Rights Commission, but I was giving the facts. I was telling the minister that the soldiers don't have equipment to do the work. You're calling them to come to Cape Town. I don't know what are they using to work in Cape Town. Because they don't have tents to sleep on. Thank you, Chair.